In 2016, I went to see a kinesiologist in Paris. And she looked at me and said, I keep seeing in my mind the words, I am not a slave. And it goes back 3 generations of women in your family. Okay, well, needless to say, that got my attention. At that time in my life, I had been saying to myself, I will no longer operate in this prison. The word slave never entered my vocabulary because that's not a part of any experience that I've had in my life in the sense of the word that I relate to it in terms of the definition of being a slave. However, what she said resonated with that same vibration. In 2016, I released the album My World, and many things that my mom had said to me through the years started to echo. I felt like there was an echo that had come back around the mountain. Mommy talked about how weary she was, how tired she was, and how she felt like she was a show pony. In 2016, when my album was released and I was going through the motions of doing all of the shows and the publicity and the concerts and the rehearsals and the travel, being on stage for 90 minutes fulfills me very much. However, everything else that one has to participate in and do as an artist in order to push your brand, in order to show up, in order to be at the center of everything, hit all your marks, be the best you can be in the midst of not enough rest, different time zones, being perhaps dealing with your own emotions, whether there are things going on in your family or personally or health-wise. It can be a lot. And I remember saying to myself, I don't like being in this prison. You record, tour, then you record and then you tour, and then you record again and you tour some more. And it's this endless cycle. And I started to shift my perspective on the dream. So when this kinesiologist said these words to me, she really got my attention. She also went on to say during our session, because she does a lot of energy work, for me to look at the parts of my life where I was a slave. That was a very big statement. And I proceeded to do that. And subsequently, I proceeded to make some serious changes in my life. I have a song called Take It to the Father, and it is on the All Is Well album. And the second verse says, I'm in a place I never want to be again, crossing over, breaking the chains. I'm so clear, and I'm back in the game, and I'll do what I have to do. It says I'll do what I have to do to ease the pain is how it starts. So posting this in an effort to inspire you to look at aspects of your life where you may feel like you're caught in a cycle, where you're in chains, you're caught in a yoke, and possibly even a slave. And no area in your life is forbidden. If you feel like you're a slave to your kids, if you feel like you're a slave to your relationships with your parents, with your spouse, your loved one, your job, please try to do so without feeling guilty, without feeling like you have to apologize to even yourself for thinking this way, without shame, without embarrassment. Many of these negative emotions are what block us from allowing ourselves to advance and move forward, because we are always judging ourselves when we think thoughts or dare to even voice things that we've been told are unacceptable or are selfish, self-indulgent. So just think about that and give me your comments. Let's see if we can start another conversation. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know what you think. From my heart to yours. Ciao.